Okay, let's go. Hello, baby. This your girl, Lily. Your favorite Caribbean auntie? Or should I say your favorite transgender Caribbean auntie? Yes, baby. Okay, I don't know what that was about. Or that little, beatbox or whatever I did at the beginning. I'm sorry. I just wanted to do that. You know. Why do I don't need to apologize. Y'all are getting to learn, who I am, So, this is me. This is Lily. How are you? Um, over here, I have I've been doing okay. I'm healthy. That's good. Amen. Thank you. Um, and I'm also like feeling like I'm going somewhere, with my renovations and all that stuff. For anybody who doesn't know, I am renovating my home. And it's been about a year. And yeah, but it's going somewhere. My office, like my what's now my office is a really small but like super cute space. And I got to put on the furniture, put on the my desk, and I had a little surprise. My furniture was taking a little too much space. For some reason, well, when I went to purchase the furniture, I had made like plans and I lost them. So I did something like real quick on the fly, and the measurements were wrong. But it turned out to actually be like great because we actually ended up doing something quite creative, and I love it. I really love it. So all I need now is images. I have a painting that's from a friend of mine, which I really wanted to have like on a black background. So I created a black background for that and for some more art, but it's a really small wall. Um, we'll see. We'll see how I, you know, work with this space. But anyway, y'all can see it. So this is just me talking, and it's not really getting anywhere. So I'm sorry. Um, maybe I'll share some pictures on Instagram. I don't know. Instagram is playing with me, but I'll try. I'll try. So if you want to follow me there, that's FTN Pod. FTN as in Femme Trans and Noir, Pod as in podcast. You can find me there on Instagram. And while we're talking about that, you can also find me on Twitter and TikTok under that very same handle. So yeah, updates. What kind of updates do I have? I wanted to. Hmm. Wait. Before we talk about updates, I would like to ask y'all. I um, I am looking for. I wanted to have like a big image of some place in the Caribbean. Well, I would prefer Guadeloupe, of course, but I wanted like an old picture without people on it. So I wanted like an old Caribbean city, or maybe like the sugarcane fields or something like that. I just didn't want to have people. If you have any kind of suggestion and resource where I can go and find some images that I could print, what I wanted to do, um, I wanted something for the whole bottom of that small wall, um, and I think I wanted an image that was like a meter tall, so that's like about 3.5 feet, I believe, or 3 feet, not 3.5, like about 3 feet, and 3 feet tall, and the width would be, I believe it's just 2 meters, something like that. So something like 6 feet. Um, so yeah, so I would need some type of nice resolution for the image. So if y'all have that, um, send me a message, or if you know where to look for images. And again, I'm looking like specifically for like old, um, you know, maybe 19th, 20, like early 20th century um, scenes from the Caribbean without people on them. I know that's specific, but yeah, maybe I'll get into why later, but we'll see, we'll see. Anyway, if y'all have any resource, I'm open. Thank you so much. Today, I really wanted to talk about respectability politics and desirability politics and things like that because of a discussion that I was a part of earlier. So I want to do that, but first, let's get into some updates. Um, in case you don't know me, I started my transition like about 20 years ago, and today I just turned 40, right? Um, it feels like it's never really over. Like right now, I'm getting back into um, all the medical stuff that I sort of pushed to the side. I was just seeing my regular doctor, and he was, giving me prescriptions and all of that. And I went back to my endocrinologist and get some, blood samples, and I have some extra stuff to do. And I was gonna say that it's kind of depressing, but that's not really it. That's not really the word. It's just that strange feeling that it's never over, that there's always something. Because right now I'm finding out what it means to age with HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy, and that is different. And what actually pushed me to go back to my endocrinologist is I had like these past maybe 2 years. Um, I've had some, small issues, right? Articulation, um, what else? Like joints, and there was something else. I don't even remember what it was exactly. But the bottom line is, twice I was told, oh, but your treatment doesn't really help with, you know, whatever is going on right now. And that happened once. I was like, oh, damn. Oh, so my treatment, is great, but at the same time, it's also harming me. I don't like that. Okay. Um, and then again, like, I don't know, like 2, 3 months ago, same thing. Like, oh yeah, but your treatment also like with that type of thing. I was like, I don't want to hear that. I don't really want to hear that. I want to be able to have a treatment that is better. And I had also been asking for you know, if there were new things, if there were um, like different ways to ingest and to well, to apply my treatment, and I never really got an answer. So I was like, okay, I need to go to someone who is like actually specialized in that, and who may be able to give me answers. Because maybe there's nothing, but you know, let's see. So I'm taking care of that. And also, I also discovered other things related to the treatment and my own personal um, morphology, or however you want to say that. So yeah, I'm on that, and it feels a little like going backwards, and also like I was saying, like it's never ending. It's circular, really. Um, yeah, so I'll be taking care of that. So today I actually wanted to talk about relationships, and that was triggered by the story of a girl that I barely know, but she used to work for pre-transition. She used to work for someone I know, and they were like, "Oh, hey, how is so and so? How is she doing?" Because we knew that she had um, transition, and the person was like, "Oh, well, she's all right, but these days she's not doing so well. Her boyfriend um dumped her and called her a monster." I was like, "Huh, okay." And then today, I was talking to some other girl, and she was telling me, right, she was with a guy, and they had just been intimate. And she goes and takes her treatment, her hormones and stuff, and suddenly he's like you're disgusting and you're a freak and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, that is interesting. What is it with guys who want to consume trans women, but then turn violent essentially, even if it's like only verbal, but still it's violence. So what is it with these people who feel like they like like being violent will erase whatever they just did or whatever they've been doing with that person for weeks or months, or like how. And I would love to talk to some. I know I can't talk to those guys because but I would love to talk to some trans women about that. And I don't really, I'm sorry, want to talk about that here on my own, because it's not something I've experienced. Like I can maybe like sit down and have thoughts about it, but not really, but not like I can't really go deep, right? But yeah, I'd love to. If you have that type of experience and if you want to talk about it, like, feel free to message me. Like, you can, if you look in the show notes, there's a link to the Spotify page where you can actually record an audio message for me, and I'll get it. So just do that, and I'll listen and I will reply. Also, you can. I mentioned my handles on social, so you can go there and DM me or email me. Go to the website and do that. So that's ftnpod.com. And at the top in the menu, you'll see the contact page. You can, it's quite straightforward. So you can do that. I'd love to talk about that. But anyway, today is not about relationships. I want to talk about respectability politics, and specifically, I want to talk about trans women who feel like they need to be, you know, the good ones, the nice ones, the sweet, sweet ones. in order to get by, and not just in order to get by, but we'll get into all the details of that. But before we do that, I'm gonna ask you to do something for me. Can you do that for me? I promise it won't hurt. Hey, do you have money? Yes, because I need money. You know, podcasting is not free. And girl, I need some support. Okay, I just need some support. Help your favorite Caribbean transsexual auntie a little bit, and you can do that by starting with the free thing. I know I said, do you have money? But you can start with the free thing, okay? It's absolutely free to share the podcast. It's absolutely free to like, to comment, and to leave a review. I need those 5 stars review. Multiple, right? Tell your friends too. They can leave a review. And if you have some extra coin, after you've done the free thing, then come and join me on Patreon. And you can do that by going to my website, and that's ftnpod.com. And at the top, you'll see the Patreon button. And when you click it, you can see all the different tiers and everything that goes with every tier, right? Thank you so much if you can do that. But you can also, because, Patreon comes with a little commitment, you can do something, without any commitment, right? And that's the same thing. You go to ftnpod.com, and at the bottom, like at the top, I'm gonna have to learn how to speak. At the top in the menu, you will see a donate button, and you can choose to donate whatever you like. $1, $20, whatever. It's up to you, right? And if you choose to do that, well, thank you so much. And if you don't, again, do the free thing, right? Do the free thing. And I forgot to say something, right? If you go to Patreon, it starts at $2. Just $2, baby. Okay, let's go back now. So about respectability, I was on TikTok, okay, and it was actually a conversation about relationships, um, and like the question was, would you date trans women? And out of nowhere, two trans women, show up, and well, after all the hate and all that stuff, I mean, it's TikTok, but they start talking about how militant the gay LGBT lobby is, and how trans women don't need to be talking about being trans, and why can't we just say that we're looking for universal love, or you know some nonsense, and nonsense and erasure, things like that. And they start talking about, yeah, we don't need to see like women who shave between their boobs. I'm like, what? What's uh? And they start talking about trans women as monsters. So I mean, you can easily imagine. So it's all the transphobia, but internalized. All the transphobia, but by trans people. And it was sad. It was sad, but it was also I got a little mad. I always have a little more patience and more grace for trans women, but yeah, that was a lot. And I want to say a couple of things about that. Um, I always say respectability did not save anyone. That's not for me. I don't know where I got that, but It never saved anyone, and I don't think it will, right? And this idea that, for instance, um, it's talking about transness and trans stuff that creates transphobia, and that triggers attacks on trans women everywhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's there are attacks because there are transphobes. It's that simple. It's not like, oh well, you know, racists do about racism, and they're like, yeah, well, if you keep talking about racism, it's never gonna go away. Like, okay, so if I am in that arena with two hungry lions and five bears just as hungry and just as ferocious, if I hide my eyes and if I sing real loud so I don't hear them, so I don't hear them growl, they gonna go away? Is that what's gonna happen? Is is that okay? All right. La 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 la. I'm not hearing you. Like what? No. Okay, I know. I sing super flat. It's okay. You'll get over it. Don't worry. But yeah, I mean, so if I pretend that this thing doesn't exist, then suddenly it won't affect me. Like who does that help really? Right? Who does that help? It only helps the person who does not want to hear me speak about it. It only helps um, put their minds at ease. What about my mind? What do I get? Nothing. I get to die in silence. That's what happens. So yeah, that's one of the first ideas I wanted to cover. And not it's not I don't even want to like dignify that and say that it's an idea. It's just a talking point. It's a right wing talking point. Um sort of like in like 2 episodes ago, something. It's just a right wing framing that is actually harmful to anyone who does not benefit from that right wing position. I also have a theory, and I wanna tell y'all about this, and I'd love to hear your feedback. I I feel like people who want respectability. Okay, before I do that, I'm sorry. Let me rewind because I need to explain um, what I mean by respectability and what that looks like, and what that looked like specifically in the conversation I was having with these other trans women. Um, there were like these two trans women I was talking about. They were really focused on this idea of being hyper feminine, of being soft, and that's the word they used. Um, Not belligerent, right? Of not being loud, not basically being the perfect doll in the patriarchy. And they were white women. And I think that matters. Like the fact that they were white women does matter. And here's my theory. I feel like often people tend to like it's people who are in proximity to power and privilege well, the two are all related, but people who are in proximity to power tend to be the ones who um, who agree with the respectability politics. It's like the people who feel like they've almost made it, right? They're close. So in the case of these women, it's like I have whiteness. I pass, like whatever that means, but I in some spaces I get to be cis assumed, right? And like I'm not I don't get clocked. I feel like I'm really close to being a to being treated like a cishet white woman, and y'all are messing things up for me by being so ratchet. Y'all are messing things up for me by being so masculine. I don't want to see these quote unquote monsters and these women who have to shave their beards every morning. I don't want to see them. I don't think they should be seen on TV. I don't want to see, um, like, I don't, you know, I'm sure you've heard, all of these arguments before, quote unquote arguments. um, but yeah, y'all are making it harder for me to get to the point that I want to get. And that says two things for me. It tells me that um, you like the system just as it is. You just wish that you were not at the bottom, right? That's the very first thing. The other thing is because, well, you're so preoccupied by gaining that position, you would throw anyone else under the bus, right? And that's like typical of what power requires to me, right? Power in this um, capitalistic, um, patriarchal, whatever, like white supremacist structure like this, it requires that others be sacrificed. And when you say all of these things, you're telling me that you agree with that system, that you're fine with it, just as long as you're the one on top or close to the top. Just like white women um, will throw absolutely anybody under the bus. Like feminism is white feminism to them. It's nothing else. Um, so they can get, you know, so they can enjoy the little cushy spot under men in white supremacy. Right. That's what it's giving really. And so that position for trans women, and especially white trans women who get to be cis assumed, I find that well, not only is it harsh, right, but um I find that quite illuminating in regards to their own um not perception. That's not the word I wanna use, but how they position themselves in relation to power, right? And how they and where they want to stand in that structure. So yeah, I find it fascinating, and I would love to hear what y'all have to say about that. I didn't even take the time to discuss discuss that specifically with them because what a waste of time it would be. But yeah, what do y'all think? I want to know. Email me or voice message me or something. We're together. Come on. And maybe it's just me, but I haven't met as many black trans women who would hold such views, right? I mean, I understand, like, some people will be like, okay, I wish there were like more representation that looks like me, right? I wish that, it wasn't always the such and such aesthetics that was, pushed forward, pushed to the front, um, like in the media. I wish, etc. Right? I understand that. I completely understand that. But and I have heard that's really what I want to say. But I don't like. I see black trans women be more radical than this. I see black trans women say, "Hey, we also understand how black femininity, black womanhood has been coded as masculine. We understand how being a black woman, like take away the transness, just being a black woman, it carries a lot, right? It carries some um it's not the same like gender code, right? It's different. So there is more thought about how femininity and how womanhood is supposed to be performed, or is supposed to be simply like enjoyed, appreciated, experienced. That's yeah. There's more than just this one way, or this way that is in line, or this goal really that is in line with white supremacist patriarchy, right? I see more of a reimagining of womanhood, of femininity, with black women in general and with black trans women specifically. I absolutely love that. Now, okay, every community has their coons, right? You have some you have some black people who will coon all day for massa. You have some black trans folk who will absolutely coon and booty clap for whoever seems to have the most power. I've seen some, I've seen some, and it's like it's pathetic, it's weird, it's disappointing, and it's sad. But yeah, it's not to me. And again, I may just be in the right circles. Amen. Ah shit. Hallelujah. Aye bubble. Right. Um, I may just be in the right circles, but I see um I see more thought really put into the analysis of what being a woman is for black trans women, and I love it. Yo, I love how this turned into a love letter to black cis women and black trans women. You know what? Let me show appreciation. Um, I love y'all. I love my sisters. I love this sisterhood. I love the very radical black women who I am in community with, cis and trans. Um, yeah, y'all are dope. Y'all are amazing, and I just keep learning. Um, yeah, thank you. And also, like, see, I'm thinking, like, I'm saying that, and I'm thinking about book recommendations by one of my friends, Asia. And okay, let me get into this real quick. It's okay. I'm done with the respectability politics, and we can talk about all of this stuff um together. Like, email me. But I want to say this. I got into Octavia Butler Octavia Butler's work at first. Like I knew about Octavia, Butler. I was like, okay, yeah, science fiction. Oh, not for me, not for me. And I was talking to Asia, and she mentioned a book, like the storyline of a book, some details, and I was like, okay, that actually sounds like a story that I've been dreaming about, right? That I was like, okay, do I write this, or like this idea of going back in time and meeting my ancestors, like it's something uh, that's always like been on my mind, and I was like, okay, do I write a book where I do just that? So the book, of course, like if you're familiar with Octavia Butler, the book was Kindred. So I started with this, and I just couldn't let it go. It was amazing, and I was like, okay, I need more, and I got to the parable. No, it's not the parable. It's, oh gosh, what is the name of that book? Ah, Wild Seed, I believe, and that one was amazing. It was amazing. I like the way she gives you so many details, but actually just to build a character, just so you can understand where they're coming from, and really where they're going to, right? Um, what they're made of. I like that. And then I read the parable of the sower, but that one I was um less interested in. It's yeah, it was not really my thing, but I also could not completely let it go. And so but I did finish it. Um yeah, it made me a little comfortable multiple times. But as I was reading this, I was like, wow, this is like this is really like Nalo Hopkinson's work. Like I can see where Nalo Hopkinson has been getting inspiration. It's like these worlds, these 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 worlds in the future or even in the past, right? Where it's just black people, right? Where it's just where black people have um have a history, have cultures, um, have adventures, and where black people are innovators too, right? Where they can be from different worlds, and I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nala Hopkinson is actually like a fan of Octavia Butler, so I hope it doesn't sound like I'm saying she's copying or anything. But I was like, wow, because I read multiple books by Nalo Hopkinson, um, but well, first, right? Um, and also same thing. I was like, yeah, science fiction, right? I'm not really interested. But that's completely different. It is completely different. Like you get blackness, and with Nalo Hopkinson, um, on top of the blackness, right? That, you get the Caribbean brand of blackness with some extra stuff in there, that really speaks to me as a person from the Caribbean. And also you get some queerness, and because these are queer women. I mean, y'all, you need to know about Nalo Hopkinson, and you need to know about Octavia Butler. Like, so if you have not read um, their books, go ahead and grab some. I would definitely start with Kindred, by Octavia Butler, if yeah, if you haven't read it yet. And Nalo Hopkinson's Midnight Robber, and what is the other one that I really liked? Yeah, I forget the titles. The Midnight Robber is the one with Tantan, and that other one, Brown Girl in the Ring. Right, Brown Girl in the Ring. That one, I forget the name of the girl, but it's really good. It's really good. But that one though, I would really say like if you are from the Caribbean, absolutely get that one. Absolutely, like you'll get some references um that will make your heart sing. And if you're not from the Caribbean, you'll still enjoy the book as a nice story. But yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and y- you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna go, and I want to hear what you have to say about respectability politics and how it relates to power, or how it may relate to power. I would love to hear your thoughts. And for now, you know what? I'm gonna end here. I'm gonna go because it's late, and yeah, I'm gonna have to be on the road tomorrow. So you already know all the way to contact me, right? Social media, you already know, FTN Pod. You can go to the website www.ftnpod.com. Click on the contact button. No, it's not a button. It's somewhere in the menu, right? Contact and message me. I love messages, but you know what? Don't send me any like pics, like weird stuff. I'm not. No, no. Keep that. I also don't want to flirt. I'm not interested. I don't want to know like no, you know, keep the weirdness, right? But if we're talking about the books, if we're talking about you know, the actual topic, today's topic, like I'm completely open. And um and if you have book suggestions, right? I'm open to that too. I really want um more um more fiction by black women. Um that's really what I the vibe I'm on right now. Um, a friend of mine shared a list of books, but like right now, um, I really want to have more fiction, right? By black women, by black authors, but specifically black women. All right. Thank you. You can send me all your suggestions. And again, don't forget to rate, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to, comment and leave a 5-star review, boo boo. Thank you. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for, sharing this moment with me and letting me be all crazy in your ears. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. Thank you. Bye bye.